They are Creighton's greatest legacy. Outstanding alumni who have distinguished themselves as leaders in their professions, who embody Creighton's mission in service to others. Men and women who live their faith and inspire hope in others. Their lives mirror Creighton values. They are peacemakers and reform advocates.
When a family member goes to prison, there's a huge amount of feelings of self-guilt. You know, what did I do wrong? There's a lot of fear of what could happen to their loved one in prison. They don't know any of those prison officials. My wife and I decided to start Family and Friends of Inmates, which would be a support group which would allow them to talk with each other, support each other, and also to get acquainted with the criminal justice system.
Promoters of justice.
I hope I do have a passion for justice. It's tempered by the reality that not every case allows a judge or even a jury to achieve what we think is a just result, but nonetheless we still have to follow the law.
Entrepreneurs and business leaders.
Individual effort, the fact that people have the ability to share in the success of what they do, it's an inherent part of what has made the United States successful. And the business community and the business world is what is required to make that work. Accountants, financiers, marketers, and salespeople, and all of these organizations, and part of the business school's mission is to turn out people that have that fundamental ethical responsibility to work in this system in ways in which they are adhering to those ethical principles and still preserving the capitalistic system and the free market system in ways that work for this United States of America.
Thoughtfully guiding their professions.
I think most importantly in the advancement of patient care, it has contributed to the process of the MTM process and moving forward, again placing the patient first in the profession as opposed to the product that unfortunately a lot of people still associate with the pharmacist. They don't really see a pharmacist-patient relationship, they just see a pharmacist as someone who dispenses drugs or makes sure that the drugs that they are receiving are the correct products.
Fostering understanding.
Well, all the years I've been here in the United States, which is more than 50 years, I can see that Latin American culture has increased in importance tremendously. If you land in the airport at Miami, I think barely anybody speaks English anymore. So Spanish is a very strong second language, and Hispanic culture sort of permeates a lot of U.S. history. And as you know, the Spaniards were the first permanent settlers of North America, what is today the United States. They developed 1/3 or more of the country from Florida on to the west.
Champions of the underserved, the sick, and the most vulnerable members of society.
So when hospice comes into the home or a private duty caregiver is hired, that allows that patient to be more independent. It relieves them of the burden of relying on someone else for their personal hygiene, and it allows them to remain a member of the family, and it lets that daughter stay a daughter and not a caregiver.
Role models for students and colleagues.
You find at Creighton when you enter as a freshman that they not only teach you the skills of being a dentist, they actually turn you into a professional.
And always seeking the magis, the more.
No one has a clue what they can really accomplish in life. No one has any idea. And unless you reach for something that's beyond the grasp of what you know you can attain, you'll never find out what your potential is.
They are the 2012 Alumni Merit Award recipients of Creighton University.